Howdy, and welcome to your all levels gentle yoga class designed specifically to help midlife women go through, excuse me, keep their bodies strong and supple, able to live with less pain and really thrive. All right, so grab a space, whether it's a yoga mat, a place on the carpet, or maybe roll out a blanket, whatever you might have. If you have some some yoga props, grab those. And if you don't, grab some household items, blankets, pillows, cushions, some sturdy boxes could work for some of these options. So whatever you might have handy. And if you don't, just come on and join us and we'll make do. All right. Talk to you soon. Let's get started. All righty. So we're going to begin in a seated posture. So I encourage you to grab something to sit on that will elevate your hips. If you don't, oh, I've got my head cut off. Sorry about that. Let's see if that'll work. All right. So just grabbing something that will elevate your hips will help your back feel better. All right. So nice tall posture. Take a little wiggle and movement. And then as you come into stillness for a moment, just check in. Notice how your physical body feels. Remember, there are no wrong answers, just the truth here. So notice. And then check in with your heart and your mind. And then set an intention to be present, to notice when your mind wanders, and then gently and graciously guide it back into the moment of stillness or in the pose that we are in. All right. Then we're going to move through a little pranayama that is beneficial for resetting the vagus nerve. So it's great for vagal tone. And what that simply means is that it takes us from fight, flight, freeze, overactivity in the adrenal glands, and that stressful state. It brings us into our rest and digest, where we can let go of the stress. We can find a little more softness and some rest, according to how it's framed, rest and digest. So that being said, the body will not be able to digest food properly when it's in a state of arousal or in not feeling safe, secure, and at ease. All right. So this could be something you do before you have a meal that could support better digestion. All right, so from here, we're going to breathe into the belly first, the low belly, for just a couple of excuse me, a couple of counts, couple of seconds. We'll pause, split second. We'll move that second part of the breath into the lungs. So we really want to fill up all the way to the collarbones as much as you can. Again, just a couple, 2 to 3 seconds count to finish filling up. Then we'll pause a second time before we exhale. When we exhale, we want this to be a side release. So that sighing is going to vibrate the vocal cords, and I think I need some water. And that vibration is supporting the release of the stress in the body. It's bringing us in that state of rest and digest. So take a couple of breaths on your own. Let me just grab my water real fast. All right. Sorry about that. Sometimes teaching classes back to back, I don't quite get my moist throat moistened enough in between. All right. Breath in and out on your own. All right. From here, breathe into the belly. Pause. Into the lungs, up at the chest. Pause. And then sigh. Again, breathe into the belly, into the lungs, and sigh. Inhale, belly. Pause. Lungs. Pause. Sigh. Continue with this breath. Inhale. Pause. Inhale. Pause. Exhale, sigh. Inhale. Pause. Inhale. Pause. Sigh. Don't be afraid of the sound of your voice. It's cool. It's soothing your nervous system. Let's do 3 more. Belly, chest, sigh. Inhale, belly, pause, chest, pause, and sigh. One more. Inhale for belly, pause, chest, pause, and sigh. And then wiggle that out a little bit. All right, big inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, a little shimmy wiggle on the way down. Another breath in and a little wiggle. All right, let's ease the body over to hands and knees, tabletop. And as we do, we can make some room, move your stuff out of the way. And we're going to anchor into the corners of our hands, navel toward the spine. Exhale, push the ground away to round the spine. This releases tailbone and crown toward the ground. And then push into the corners of the hands. Inhale, roll from tailbone through crown. Lengthen the spine, pull the head back. We're not trying to crane the chin into the air. We're just pulling the head back. And on your next exhale, roll into cat. Inhale for cow. And just continue to flow with your breath a couple more times. And then back to neutral and take a pause to check in, to feel and notice. And then we'll step the right foot forward. If you have blocks, this might be a nice time to have them nearby. So your right foot steps forward. Let me see if I can put this in my pocket. And we're going to floss through the sciatic joint for a moment. So inhale, hips forward and down. And then exhale, ease them back, creating length in the underside of the leg. Inhale forward and down. Exhale, ease back. Good. And again. The next time you slide back, we're going to stay here. So lengthen the right leg a little further away. Take some movement in that ankle. And then toes in the air. Exhale to extend over the leg. We're not necessarily trying to go down. If it's available, you can, but we want to extend. So again, we're lengthening the spine here. We're not rounding and dumping. 3 more breaths. And we'll inhale the body up. Ease that right foot in a little bit and then lengthen the hips forward and down. Left leg goes a little bit further back behind you. You can go lower with your blocks or come all the way to the floor if that's a good option. Breathe slowly and deeply here as we release the left psoas muscle, the connective tissue on that left hip, front of the left hip. Scoop up your belly, ease your hips back a little bit. Bring the right hand inside the right leg. So both hands are inside. So it looks like this, right? Inside. All right, so from here, with or without blocks, you are going to move the hips forward and down again, and you're just inside that right leg. Now, if you would like, you can turn the toes out a little bit. They don't have to be forward. And we have the option here to take a little movement. So you might exhale left hip toward the mat and rotate your torso to your right, and then ease back through center, right? So maybe a little twist. If that doesn't feel available or safe, then stay out of it. And then back to center. All right, couple of breaths here. Still grounded in the corners of the hands. And then lift up pelvic floor and belly as you ease your hips back. Bring that right knee underneath you. Legs away from one another, but toes touch. Shimmy the hips back. Take a moment in a child's pose. And as you do, take the hands from the floor. You can open and close one hand while the other hand circles that wrist. This is a decompression for the wrist. Then switch hands. Couple more breaths here. Maybe the forehead rests on the floor. Inhale, body back up. And we'll come into that same little flow, second side. Left foot steps forward. Inhale forward. Exhale, ease back. Just a little flow here to prep and prime the hips. Next time you slide back, stay there. Lengthen the left leg. Pardon me. Lift and lower the ball of the foot a few times. And then toes in the air, heel down. Exhale to extend. Then we'll inhale the body up, set the foot. Exhale, hips forward and down. If you don't need the blocks, hands can come to the floor. Slow, deep breaths. Invite your mind back into this moment with you. And then we'll bring the left hand to the inside of the left leg. Left foot can turn out a little bit. And use blocks under the hands if you prefer that. And then we'll take the option here of exhale, right hip toward the floor, torso rotates left. Inhale back to center. Exhale for that rotation. Move with the space that your body is ready to have you settle into or soften into. No forcing here. There should never be any sharp stabbing or burning pains in any of our poses. And then we'll inhale back to center. Ease the hips back a little bit. Bring the left knee underneath you and ease on back into your child's pose again. Feel free to decompress your wrist if your body would like that option, or just fully soften down. Inhale the body back up. Keep the hips high over the knees, but the forearms down and the forehead down. You can always slide a prop underneath here. So maybe you need something for your forehead or under your chest. You could use blocks, pillows, whatever you might have. But we want to stabilize the shoulders onto the back, hugging them in, pulling them toward the hips, and keeping the hips high over the knees. Forehead is planted if at all possible so that you have that grounding effect. And the neck is extended and long. So try not to press the head or rest the head on a prop that forces the head back and compresses into the back of the neck. That we would like to avoid. Slow, steady breaths into the back of your lungs here. And then we'll slowly inhale to lift the head by pressing in the arms. And exhale the hips down, elongate your spine. Coming into Sphinx pose, elbows under the shoulders, toenails down, and pressing firmly into the floor. Pubic bone anchors. We're pushing through the forearms to guide the shoulder blades down and pull them in. Neck is long here, so if you're not real sure what that means, it simply means your chin is not lifted into the air, nor is it guided down toward the chest. You're simply pulling the head back. This will elongate your neck. keeping it in a nice place to protect your joints. 2 more breaths here. And then we'll take this into a flow. As you next inhale, turn your chin left, bend your right knee, and then exhale to center. Inhale, left knee bends, chin turns right. Exhale to center. Take your breath in here. Exhale, bend right knee, turn chin left. Inhale, center. Exhale, left knee bends, chin turns right. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale to center. And exhale the chest down. Let the elbows ease out wide. Stack your hands. Forehead comes to the back of the hands. Taking 5 slow breaths in crocodile. This is a pose that supports the inward journey. And while you're here, just come into stillness, mentally, emotionally, and physically. That next inhale, support through the pelvic floor and belly. Inhale the head from the floor, ease the hands in. And exhale, push the earth away. Take a quick stretch back through child's pose. Inhale back to tabletop. From here, I'm going to spin around so I'm facing you. We're going to take your left foot out to the side. Let me grab my blocks just in case I decided I'd like to have them. All right, so left foot is out to the side and the toes are turned away from you. They're not coming forward. And from here, you can inch that leg a little further out if you want. We're going to ease the hips toward the knee and then pull back and lengthen the leg. So it's that same range of what do I want to say? Same flow that we had earlier, but this time we're moving into the hip a little differently. So this is going to get into the inner leg and deeper into the groins. Good. Let's take 2 more here. And then we'll press and hold. If you need blocks here, take them under your hands. Couple more breaths. Lift through pelvic floor and belly when you transition back to center. Lengthen that leg. Lift and lower through the ankle. Toes up. Foot down. And then we're going to ease the body up. The toes are in the air. Come on up. Okay. Hello, Phoebe. From here, inhale your left arm. Exhale toward your right. Now, if you want a block under that hand, feel free to grab it. Extend. We're opening through the side body. Toes in the air for the moment. Circle the lifted arm a couple of times each direction. Switch direction. Good. And then take the arm down. Inhale the body up. Bend the knee. Set the foot, heel underneath the knee. All right. Then we'll inhale the same arm back up. I'm going to reach, crunch down, reach, and connect. So we stretch and strengthen because we have to have both. Too much stretching without strength building creates too much space and not enough support, and that makes for weakness. And maybe another way to say that, instability in the joints. Good. Two more. But if we have all strength building and no stretch, we end up with rigidity. Good. Bend the elbow, fingers come to the shoulders, just move through that joint. So we need both. All right, reached up, come on up. And then we will bring the hands back to the floor in front. We're going to bring the left knee underneath. The right knee, our foot steps out. Okay, same setup. And we're going into that extension of the inner leg, that opening of the groin, and then pull back. If this is tough on the supporting knee, the standing knee, you can always open up a blanket or a towel. Try to keep it as thin as possible, as thick as you need, but no thicker because we want to stay stable through the joint. Good. And then we're going into that lunge and hold. Couple of more breaths here. Inhale back through center. Ease your body up. You can let that leg go long for a moment if you want. Move through the ankle. All right. Inhale the body up. Toes up. Inhale your right arm. Exhale, extend toward your left. And then circle through the arm a few times, any amount. Other direction. Good. And then arm down alongside you. Inhale the body up. Bend your knee. Good. And then we'll inhale that same arm. And we're going to crunch. Navel towards spine here. Couple of more. And reach it up. Ease it down. Good. We're going to guide the body weight forward. Bring the knee underneath you again. And from here, we're going to extend your right leg or left leg nice and long. Take a little rock forward and back. Push through the heel and hold. Come back. Switch sides. Take that little rock. So what we're doing here is a little moving stretch through the sole of the foot and into the toes. And then we hold.
Keep the kneecap lifted on that leg so the quads are engaged. Helps to stabilize the leg. And come on back. Very good. All right. From here, we're going into a downward facing dog. Let me spin around. You can have your blocks under your hands for this if you'd like. Spread the fingers. Find that solid foundation in the corners of the hands. Navel to spine. Tuck your toes. Exhale your hips into the air. And we're going to walk this dog out. So bend one knee and then switch to the other. Really anchor into the corners of the hands and stabilize the shoulder blades on the back. Good. Bend the right knee. Take a little pivot toward your left with the torso. Gaze under the left shoulder. Inhale through center. Switch. And exhale under right shoulder. Inhale back to center. Both knees are bent and come back to earth. Take a moment, keep the toes tucked if you can, and ease your hands back. We spin around because I'm going to grab those blocks. Toes are tucked. And we're going to ease the body back, hips toward heels, glutes toward heels. Use your blocks to distribute your body weight. So we really want to have that energy in the feet and toes move. We don't want it to be locked up. Creates rigidity, that leads to pain. So breathe another couple of breaths here. Make sure the pinky toes are tucked as well. And then support through pelvic floor and belly as you inhale forward. Untuck your toes. Let the tops of the feet hit the floor. All right, and then we're going to keep the tops of the feet down. You can bring the feet together or create space, maybe slide a block or some other prop in between the ankles to have a seat on. So if you have some restrictions in your hips or knees, this might be uncomfortable. You might need to take either something to sit on and stay up higher, or take the rolled claws that I often talk about and place them behind your knees. If the front of your ankles have a lot of space between them and the floor, then you could use some kind of a prop there as well. Something soft that is just the thickness that you need, nothing thicker. And that could be rolled up washcloths, folded towel, blanket, etc. All right. So this is hero pose, and it's a nice quad stretch. Take a little movement in your shoulders, and then we're going to inhale, bring the arms forward. You're going to take one elbow on top of the other. It doesn't matter which one. Bring your hands to your shoulders and lift your elbows. A little stretch here. Breathe into the back of your shoulders. Now exhale to release your arms, shake them out a little bit, and then reach them forward and take the opposite arm on top and guide hands towards shoulders. And then we exhale the arms down, wiggle them out, shake them out. Navel towards spine, pelvic floor up as you inhale to ease your body forward and come off of your heels. Take one leg back and give it a good shake and wiggle. Let the blood flow. Switch to the other. So it's important that we have times in which we restrict the blood flow and then we open it back up, that joint back up to let the blood flow. This really supports that moving of stagnant energy and fresh blood flow. All right, so from here, come all the way down to your sitting bones and extend your legs out front for a moment. We've had the knees bent quite a bit here lately, so we're going to take a forward fold here to release the low back, the back of the hips, and the back of the legs. Now, if bending the knees, lengthening the legs all the way out is too intense for you, you can bend your knees even a little bit and slide a little prop underneath there, maybe a block, maybe a small pillow or blanket or cushion or folded or rolled towel. But you might even need to bend them so much that your feet are planted. So find the option that feels like the right place for you. If your legs are extended, you want to pull the kneecaps up toward the thighs. This will lengthen the back of the legs more, and your ankles are in flexion, which means your toes are coming toward you instead of away from. So flex. All right, from here, nice and tall, core engaged. This might be where you stay. This might be enough of an extension. But if the body allows and you would like to have more, you're going to sit up tall and then exhale to extend slightly forward, maintaining the low back long and wide, not letting it dump out. So keep it extended. Now we're not going to rush this. We're going to really take our time and linger here, focusing on our breaths. As the body softens and provides more room, if you'd like to take this into a deeper extension, use your exhale to make your way there. 3 more breaths. Slowly inhale the body up. Take your time. Pause to feel and check in. And then move your props. We're going to bend your right knee, bring it in. Open it to the side. And then we'll do the same with the other leg. Bring it in and open it to the side. So come around a little bit forward of the sitting bones, maybe a little rock side to side. Check the feet. If possible, we want them to be in alignment. But then you can explore here. You can move them further away. You can move them closer in. Find your happy place that doesn't have to be as tight or as loose as you might think it has to be. All right, and then if you'd like to have props here, they can be nice to give you a place to stabilize and maybe extend over. You could use a combination of props, anything that feels like the right option for you. All right, inhale nice and tall. Again, we want that long back here, so no dumping of the low back. And then exhale to extend. In gentle yoga, this pose is called bound angle. Same pose in a yin class is referred to as butterfly. Two different names, same pose, because we have different goals. And when we refer to it by the name that it, like for this, for bound angle, then we know that our goal here is to stay safe in our bodies, of course, in our range of motion, but it's not so much the sensations that we're looking for or that we want to use as many props as we can so the muscles are not engaged. Those are cues and goals for a yin class. In yin, we just really want to focus on as much space and maybe putting in a little more effort as we're in the pose, letting the body do more of the work. Fewer props. Breathe as deeply as you can here. Maybe your next inhale reaches all the way down into the low belly and low back, creating that 360-degree expansion. And the body softens with the exhales. Last three breaths. And then we will slowly inhale back up. Pause at the top. And then we will take the legs long for a moment. Be gentle, move easily, pedal them out. All right, from here, bend your right knee, bring it in towards your torso. Inhale tall, exhale away from your right leg. You might use your right arm to anchor into that inner right leg. Shoulders are down, pull the left shoulder back, and let your chin follow your left shoulder. And then we'll inhale back to center and switch sides. So guide your left leg in, inhale nice and tall. Exhale away from the lifted leg. You can let the arm and leg press into each other, shoulders down, chin follows your right shoulder.
Inhale back to center. Extend your leg. Take a little movement. All right. We are going to release the shoulders, and we're going to do this from lying down. So you might like to have a block for this, but we want some open space. I just want to move this out of the way. We want some open space for where we're going. So I'm going to give you a demo and then I'll cue us into the pose and hold. So I'm going to show you from both sides. You'll be laying on your abdomen and extend your right arm out from the shoulder. Let your palm be down on the floor. Can you see that? Palm is down. Okay. And then we'll ease the body, bring the right cheek down. We'll ease the body over to the right side, stacking the right hip under the left or the left hip on top of the right and the left shoulder on top of the right. From here, that right arm stays extended with the palm down. You might take your left foot to the floor with the knee in the air. Pardon me, or on the inside edge of the right leg, or even on a block. And then you can keep the left hand down if that's a nice option, or if you feel safe and stable through your neck, you're not going to be rocking around and creating some stress for the neck. You might take the left hand and wrap it around behind you if that's a nice option. All right, so let me show you on the other side for a moment. Just ease the body down. So what we're doing is we're opening the front of the shoulders that get contracted when we are constantly sitting and working on electronics, whether that's our laptops, a desktop, a tablet, a phone, anything of that nature that curls the spine and the shoulders in. This is going to help counter that forward motion of the shoulders. All right. Pardon me. Come on down. All right, we're going into we'll start with the right. So I'm just going to move this out of the way. Right arm is extended, the palm is down. Bring the right cheek to the floor. Ease the body over. Stack your joints. Bottom knee can bend or be straight. Try not to tuck the chin here. Try to maintain a long neck. Slow, steady breaths. Releasing the front of the shoulder, the chest wall. The lungs, the tissue around the lungs. Three more breaths. And then we will exhale to ease the left leg down if it's in the air. Pull belly towards spine, stabilize your back as you inhale. Roll the hips back down to the belly down position. Gently guide the extended arm back in. Take your time. Then when you're ready, we will switch sides.
So the arm extends, left arm extends to the left, straight out from the body, like the letter T, and the palm is down on the floor. You can have the arm shoulder level or lower, but no higher than shoulder level. Left cheek comes to the floor. Ease your body over onto the left side. Stack your hips, stack your shoulders, find the range of motion, the room that you need. If the hand is behind you, gently and slowly ease the arm forward again. Lower the top leg if it's in the bent into the air. Slowly exhale down onto the abdomen. Move mindfully, keeping yourself aware of what you're doing, where your body is in space. Ease the arm in, and then we'll lower the body down for a moment in crocodile. 3 breaths. And then we'll gently guide the head up, hands in close, and make your way over onto your back. As you come onto your back, take your time, find the space that you need. And you might like to have your props here under your legs. We're preparing for Shavasana. And so I know for me, I like to have a little prop under each thigh. It can be a large bolster, a blanket. I'm using a couple of blocks here. Anything that will support the either the knees and or the upper legs so that the low back feels at ease, brings it into a place of rest. Let the legs splay a little wider if that's comfortable for you, with the toes turned out. And then you can take your arms and let them rest on your abdomen, your hands, or you might like to use a weighted blanket or a bolster or something else. Just helps to facilitate that feeling of grounded and connected, whatever feels like the right option for you. Arms can go out to the sides with the palms up. If you prefer, you can turn them down.
Shavasana is an opportunity for us to release what we no longer need, even if we're unable to put words on it, right? Just giving the body, the mind, the heart permission, time, and space to let go. Knowing that as we let go, just like the leaves falling from a tree, they've served their time, their purpose, the benefits they needed to serve, and then they need to let go. And by doing so, they prepare the branch to grow a new leaf, right? It can't grow another leaf if the branch is covered in leaves. It has to let go and make room for new leaves to grow. So as we let go of whatever experience, thoughts, beliefs, whatever it might be, anything that we no longer need, then we make room for what can grow as we open up that space. And then we'll bring some little movements into our fingers, our toes. We'll bend our knees if the legs are long, ease the props out of the way. Slowly make your way over onto a side. And as you come onto your side, take a pause. We're just going to check out here. Take a moment to scan through your body and notice how your body feels. Hopefully, it feels more spacious, more comfortable than it was at the beginning. And then also check in with your heart and your mind. Perhaps you're calmer, more present, more confident, more ease in your life. Whatever it is, hold it for a moment with gratitude and then let it drift away. Slowly ease your body up to seated. Take just a moment here to close out our practice. Guiding palms to immediate heart, sending you so much love and kindness for your day ahead. Namaste. Thank you for pausing and for allowing me to be a part of your journey. Until we meet again, bye-bye.